Welcome to the Boxing Evolution TV News, bringing you all the latest news in boxing from around the world. The ring rusty 5'5" Carlos Molina isn't bothered that he's perceived to be the underdog against Adrien Broner next month in their fight on May the 3rd, as Molina says he's motivated by being seen as the guy who will be losing when they meet up at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Molina has been resting for the past year since his loss to Amir Khan in December of 2012. Molina was stopped in the 10th round in that fight and he's been waiting for an important fight since that time. What's surprising is that Golden Boy Promotions picked him out for such a big fight after all that time out of the ring. Normally you don't see that kind of thing, but it kind of gives you a good indication of how far Broner has slipped for him to be facing a guy coming off a 1.5 year layoff. I know the whole world sees me as an underdog, but that motivates me more. I'm giving it my all May the 3rd, Molina said to FightNews.com. Former WBO Cruiserweight Champion Enzo Maccarinelli towered over the shorter WBA World Light Heavyweight Champion Adrien Broner in their final press conference today before the clash this Saturday night, April the 5th at the Stadthalle Rostock, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Germany. Maccarinelli, 33, sees this as a fight that will end in a knockout. I respect Broner, but he won his last fights because his opponents were afraid to press the action against him. Maccarinelli said, "I'm different. I have the mentality of a world champion. Do not blink as soon as the first bell rings." Broner's best opponents during his career have been from the following guys: Hugo Herman Garay, Alexei Kuzemski, Dmitry Sohotsky, Edward Gutnick and Marcus Oliveira. Maccarinelli can let his fist fly as much as he wants. I will be the one landing decisive punches and that is all that matters. Broner said, "The WBA world title will not change hands, but my hand will be raised on Saturday." No shortage of confidence there than Broner. IBF welterweight champion Sean Porter feels that he knows exactly what to do in order to beat former 2-division world champion Paulie Malignaggi in their fight on Showtime on April the 19th at the DC Armory in Washington, District of Columbia, USA. Porter, 26, plans on taking the fight to 33-year-old Malignaggi to make him uncomfortable. Porter used a great deal of pressure to defeat Devin Alexander last December to take away his IBF title. It worked really well because Alexander looked off balance with the attacks that Porter made against him, and it was very similar to how Tim Bradley was able to defeat Alexander in their fight in 2011. Porter came in head first and was able to rough Alexander up and throw him off his game. The blueprint to beating Paulie Malignaggi is just making him uncomfortable, and that's what I plan on doing on April the 19th, Porter said. "I wouldn't be fighting Malignaggi if I thought he was a thriller fighter. I only accept the best. Winning this championship hasn't changed me one bit. It's taken a lot of work to get here, so I'm not changing anything. I've watched Malignaggi, so I know what he can do. It's about making adjustments to be faster, quicker and smarter than him." Malignaggi beat Zab Judah by a 12th round decision last December. Judah looked good for the first 2 rounds, but he stopped throwing punches after the second round and just looked like an old fighter who could no longer pull the trigger on his shots. This enabled Malignaggi to outwork Judah and win an easy decision. Before that, Malignaggi was beaten by Adrien Broner by a controversial decision last June in a fight that a lot of boxing fans felt Malignaggi won. Ricky Hatton has said Amir Khan will have earned a shot at Floyd Mayweather providing the Bolton star comes through his May the 3rd clash with tough New Yorker Louis Galazzo. "Absolutely, I think so," said Hatton, who edged past Galazzo in 2006 nail bar tour in Boston. "He's fought a world-class operator, a former world champion at the weight above. He would have proven he deserves a shot then. 100% I'll give Amir credit for taking the fight." Galazzo's a southpaw. He's big, he's fast, he's just beaten Victor Ortiz in 2 rounds, a great win, and I'm a bit shell-shocked. I'm sure there are other welterweights he could have gone in with who are world-class but not big punchers. The Manchester Idol maintains Khan has the tools to win, but he will have to be smart and not get drawn in by the veteran. My advice to Amir is, if his team thinks he will go to war like he has done in the past, it's going to be a very, very tough night for him, but that's why we love him. He's going to have to be disciplined. If he uses his speed and boxing ability, I think he will win. But if he goes to war, which is what he tends to do, he's got a big heart and he likes to get stuck in, he could come a cropper. Hatton, despite dropping Galazzo in the opening stages of their bout, nearly came a cropper himself in their bruising Boston encounter. To have Hatton back in for a fight like this must serve Amir's confidence well. Let's see if he follows his advice on the night.